I'm back again with another educative video. How are you doing? How have you been engaging with my videos so far? Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you if you're a returning subscriber. Thank you if you're a new subscriber. And if you're yet to subscribe, what are you waiting for? Please do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel. My name is Mary. I'm a practicing lawyer in Nigeria, and on this channel I share videos for laymen and also for lawyers. You know, ignorance of law is not an excuse, and that is actually the mission on this YouTube channel, that everyone will be abreast of the basic principles of law in Nigeria. So in today's video, I'll be explaining the different types of grants we have in Nigeria. Grant actually means a method or a way in which a deceased properties will be shared among his family member, be it as it is written in the will, or according to a custom, or according to Islamic law, or according to statute. So that is what we'll be discussing in this video. Type of grant we have in Nigeria is grant of probate. What this means is there is a valid will. I said it in one of my videos that it is possible for somebody to actually write a will, and upon that person's death, a court can actually pronounce that will to be invalid. I also shared about what makes a will valid. Okay, so when we talk about grant of probate, that person must have died testate, that is, that person must have died having a will, leaving a will, a valid will. Do not forget that, a valid will. That is number one. And number two is, in that will there must be executors. That is this person must have written so and so person to be my executors, to be people that will actually share. Executors are actually people that will actually share, that we have the power, let me put it that way, the power to actually administer the estate of the deceased. Okay, so in that way there must be a valid will, and there must be a named executors. Okay, so that is what we call grant of probate. And it is important that those executors must be available and willing and ready to actually perform the duties. Okay, so it is possible for someone to actually have a valid will, okay, and in that way to actually name an executors. Let me mention this, that the fact that someone died without naming executors in his will doesn't make that will invalid. No, that is not one of the criteria that actually makes a will valid or not. What is important is that there are certain things that must be in that will, and I've mentioned what makes a will valid. So you naming or not naming an executor in a will will not render a will invalid. Okay, so it is possible for someone to actually name someone in a will, like name people in a will to actually be the executors, and upon that person's death, it's possible that those executors can actually refuse to perform their duty. So when they refuse to perform their duty, it is not the issue of grant of probate. Okay, that will be another issue. But when we talk about grants of probate, there must be a valid will, and there must be executors named in that will who are actually willing and ready to perform those duties. So before you actually approach the probate registry of the state where the deceased lived, before you approach the probate registry, there must be the search and the discovery of the will. Okay, I think I also need to make a video about where one can actually keep a will. So there must be a search and the discovery of the will, and there must be the reading of the will. Though in practice people don't really do the reading of the will, but that is actually the procedure. You search for a will. When you discover the will, you approach the probate registry to actually read the will. After doing that, that is when the executors can actually approach the court for the grant of probate. And when we talk about grant of probate will definitely be delivered, like the grant will definitely be to the executors, not to just any person like that. So, and I've mentioned that executors are actually people named in a will to actually administer, to actually share the properties of a deceased. So it is possible for a court to actually determine who executors will be in a situation whereby the deceased fails to name executors in his will. So that is what we talk about grants of probate. Number two is the grant of letter of administration with will annexed. So here there is actually a valid will, but the deceased failed to actually name executors in his will. Or it is possible for him to name executor in his will, but upon the person's death, the executor actually failed to perform the duties. Okay, it is possible that probably the executors are not in Nigeria, that is, they are not available. It is possible that they are not ready, that they are not willing to actually perform the duties, even though they are in Nigeria. Okay, and it's also possible that probably the executors have actually died, or they are infants, or they don't really have the sound mind to actually perform the duties. Okay, so it is possible that things like that can actually happen, and there is a valid will. So in this situation, it will be letter of administration with the will be annexed to the next letter of administration. So that is the second type of grant we have in Nigeria. That type of grant we have in Nigeria is the grant of simple administration. In this situation, that's the deceased must have died without a will, or it is possible for that person to have died leaving a will, but the will is actually declared invalid. So what the court to actually grant, the probate registry will grant, is a grant of simple administration, and that will be when there is no will, or when there is a will and the will is declared invalid, or peradventure where a part of the will did not cover all the properties that the deceased have. I don't even understand. So it is possible for somebody to actually write the will probably as at 2022 and cover the properties that he or she actually have at that present time. So there may be other properties, and the person, God actually helped the person, and 10 years time the person is still on earth, and the person fails to actually make a codicil to that will, or make I've mentioned that a codicil is actually an how can I put it now, a mini will, just an annexure to an existing will. Okay, or the person not having the will a clause as to certain properties that probably at the time of writing the will, of making the will, the person did not cover it in the will, or probably property that the person will get after making the will. Okay, in that situation you can see grant of simple administration. So we need to talk about the interested persons, people who can actually approach the probate registry to get any of these grants, as it may be applicable to the situation of the applicants. Okay, talk about grants. There is an hierarchy of people that can actually approach the probate registry. The first person is the surviving spouse of the deceased. Okay, if the person is a man, the wife, in as much as the person is still living, that person can actually approach the probate registry. The second type of person that can actually approach the probate registry are actually the children or grandchildren of the deceased. Those are the second type of person that can actually approach the probate registry. And the third is the parents of the deceased. The fourth is the brothers or sisters of full blood of the deceased. If peradventure those brothers and sisters died during the lifetime of the deceased, the children of those brothers and sisters can actually approach the court. And the fifth person that we approach the court are the grandparents of the deceased. And then we have the uncles and aunties of the deceased. Those are the sixth person. And the seventh is actually the creditor. If a deceased actually died and he or she is still owing some people, in that, following that hierarchy, the seventh person that may approach the probate registry are the creditors. Okay, and the last is administrator general. Those are the people or the persons that may approach the court for any of these grants. I hope this video educates you. I've been trying to put some content on will, even though people that are actually watching those videos are not that much as at when I'm recording this video, but I can see some sort of engagement, some sort of questions, and I'm so excited. I think I'm fulfilled. So far so good about it. If you're watching this video, do not forget to like, comment, and share this video. Okay, and if you have any question, there will be my email address will be in the description box. Please like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.